Welcome back, and let's check what's making world news now. And we begin in Ukraine, where new video into the newsroom shows the moment the protective shell surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear site was hit by a drone.
And this morning, Ukraine claimed the attack was carried out by Russia's military using this high explosive warhead. For more, let's cross to live to Nine's US correspondent Lauren Tomasi.
Yeah, Lauren, at this point there hasn't been any indication that we've seen increased radiation levels, right?
Yeah, good morning to you, Ali and Clint. Everything at this stage is stable at the site of the world's worst nuclear disaster, Chernobyl. But that protective shelter that prevents any of the radiation leaking out from that site has been damaged by this drone strike. This footage shows that explosive hitting that protective shelter. It happened a number of hours ago in the early hours of this morning, that shelter covering over that area. And it sparked a fire which did have to be extinguished. Now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says this was all the result of a targeted Russian drone strike. That's something which the Kremlin heavily denies. But all of this is happening at a really pertinent time to the sidelines of that Munich security conference, which is right now happening in Germany. And today we have seen the Ukrainian leader meet with America's Vice President J.D. Vance on the sidelines of that conference, the two sitting down to discuss the war in Ukraine and the steps which they'll be taking to move forward. Zelensky says this attack today, which he claims was carried out by Russia on Chernobyl, really underscores the importance of just how quickly we're going to need to move forward to put a halt to this war. I want to show you some of that conversation.
We want the war to come to a close. We want the killing to stop, but we want to achieve a durable, lasting peace, not the kind of peace that's going to have Eastern Europe in conflict just a couple years down the road.
President Zelensky of Ukraine says more work's going to be needed to come to an agreement as to how they're going to halt the war in Ukraine. But these remarks from J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the US, were very different to his remarks on the world stage a little earlier on during that security conference. It was his first time speaking on that global platform, and he really took aim at some of America's closest European allies, saying that his biggest concern isn't Russia, it isn't China, but it is what he says is the threat from within when it comes to Europe. So for many world leaders who are attending this conference, more questions than answers about America's stance when it comes to halting the war in Ukraine. We have yet to hear from US President Donald Trump today on this meeting and how they are moving forward, but certainly an important conversation at a time when Chernobyl was targeted this morning.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being a fly on the wall in that meeting between Zelensky and Vance once those cameras left. LT, thank you.